Hey, are you thinking about making a move to the Denver, Colorado area? Well, here is a list of 30 quick tips of things that people that relocated here wish they knew first, and you definitely want to stay to the end because we've got some great ones. This is an all-inclusive, fast-fire list, and we're going to give it to you right now.
Let's do it.
Hey everyone, this is Venus with the Vindiola Group, brokered by eXp Realty, and today I'm here with
Zephyr Clement, Home Mortgage Alliance, your favorite local lender here in the Denver area. I'm also a broker.
And if this is the first time to our channel, welcome or welcome back. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button, tap that bell so that you are notified each and every time we get new content out for you. And just keep in mind, we love doing these videos for you, but we really love to hear from our clients. They call, text, email us all the time for all of their real estate needs, and we can't wait to hear from you. So let's get into it.
Let's do it.
All right.
All right. So here they are, 30 things people who moved to Denver wish they knew before they got here. All-inclusive list, lots of good material, and again, wait till the end because we've got a lot of good info.
We do. So, some of these might have been touched on previous videos, but this is a rapid fire, things that you should know. Number one, we're a very healthy and active state. In fact, I'm watching some people right now.
Oh, we've seen 20 people walk by since we've been here. Everybody's out and about.
Yep. It's what, 55, 60 degrees? People are out here, shorts. I mean, that's Colorado for you.
And it doesn't even matter that it's a nice day. People are active all year round.
It is, yeah. I mean, it's a great state. 5.8 million residents. We're growing.
And growing like crazy because there's a great job force here. It's one of the top desired places to live in general. I mean, the reasons we're giving you right now are a lot of reasons why people want to live here. That does mean that there's a lot of traffic though.
There is.
There's more traffic and a little bit of crowding. You go places and go to events, you're probably going to be a little bit crowded. So 5.8 is a decent amount for what wasn't supposed to be this big of an area.
It wasn't.
It wasn't built to be big, but
so they're always doing construction on the roads. I touched on that in one of my very early videos. I mean, we call every season construction season.
Which brings us to our next point, number 3.
Yep.
We don't sit winter out around here. So even though we get the crazy potholes and we do get some giant storms, we are busy all year round.
Yeah. You don't see people sitting on the sidelines. You see people walking around in shorts in the winter.
For sure.
And
Well, we do have Indian summers too.
We do. But I'm talking about in the snow. Like, you go to the grocery store, people's in their shorts.
People don't care.
Yeah, it's Colorado.
It is.
I think that should be our tagline. It's Colorado.
It's Colorado. We just do that here.
Yeah. I'm not very political. I don't know if you're very political, but we're a swing state.
You got a little bit of both worlds here. Some of your smaller towns, you're very conservative. We've in the past been a very, at least at the governor level, very democratic. But we go both ways.
I guess we do.
Swing state. It's kind of funny.
I mean,
maybe we'll put it that way because we don't want to get too serious about this.
Right. All right. So we talked about not sitting winter out. Learn to ski.
Oh, so important. I mean, if anything, you can get your kids lessons. Might take you a couple hours to get up there because we do have more traffic, but that is what a lot of people come here. They come here to go to the mountains, and you should learn to ski.
Can I admit something to you?
What's that?
I've never skied.
What?
I'm a really good snow tuber. And I'm
you can do that too.
Pretty much a native. I was made in Colorado, born in California, back at 8 weeks. So,
okay.
I mean, I'm kind of a native. Red Rocks.
Oh my gosh, Red Rocks.
Yeah.
This is a don't miss. This is, if not, I think it's my personal favorite. I know there's a ton of great concert venues around the nation. Red Rocks is one of the best. It looks out over Denver. It's absolutely spectacular. It's beautiful. It's called Red Rocks.
It is made out of the rocks. You're sitting on a rock. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
The acoustics, the vibe, the feel. And I'm not gonna lie, I love good concert at Filler's Green too. Like, I love sitting out on the green.
Yeah.
You still, you're outside. It's a great bowl amphitheater. But I don't think the music sounds as natural as it does at Red Rocks.
Oh yeah, the way the music bounces off of the rocks, and it just is an amazing ambiance up there. Love it. There's never a bad concert. You might even not like who's playing, but you love being up there.
Yeah. I mean, I've sat in the rain at concerts, and people just sit it out. Unless there's lightning, you probably want to get to shelter.
Oh, but they still go. It's usually a rain or shine event up there.
They will, unless there's some serious lightning, and then they clear you out, and then you come back. You go sit in your car for a little while. So I have touched on this. There are a lot of trains and historic points. I want to touch a little bit about trains in general, though. I live in an area where I get stuck by trains all the time, and I know this point is that we have a lot of options to get up, to the mountains, whatever, but I get stuck by trains. My husband gets so frustrated, and I told him the other day, I said, why don't you think when you're stuck at a train how many things you can be grateful for as opposed to how upset you are sitting at that train. But
Waiting.
and speaking of this point, we have a lot of trains at historic points.
We do. Well, and some of them are just absolutely gorgeous to get to. Georgetown, Durango, Silverthorne, Royal Gorge, Leadville. A lot of these are, quick little go up there for the weekend. It's going to take you around some really amazing points, and then usually when you get back and they drop you off, you can spend some time at their museum, and they'll tell you all about the culture and the history that's happened there.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's a lot of fun. Not just trains we can talk about. We've got the light rail too.
We do.
So we can hit on that here. That's where we get stuck, is the light rail too. So light rail is all the way around Denver. It's expanding like crazy. Gets you out to the airport, gets you to some of those jobs. Not a train, but wanted to bring that one up.
Let's talk about this though. Union Station has, and it's down for the pandemic right now, but Union Station has the ski train. So you can get on the ski train in the morning, go to Winter Park, tube, or ski. Because Fraser has a massive tubing hill. Don't miss the Fraser tubing hill. Get back in the evening. Go to a nice dinner in downtown, and then get home.
Well, and then you're not nerve-wracked in traffic, knuckle, back-to-back traffic.
Yeah, I think next
down the
winter
mountain
it'll
with the
open back
weather.
up.
Yeah.
It will. Yeah.
That'd be good.
So, craft beer and breweries.
I mean, I think Colorado has to be one of the top, and I don't know for sure.
I think it is.
But around every corner there is a craft brewery of some sort.
And they're fun.
They're super fun to go, find all the different kind of beers, your sours, your ales,
your imperial stouts,
porters, all the things. All the things.
A lot of them are dog friendly with patios.
Most places are dog friendly. But then you're also supporting a local business too, which is really nice. Fort Collins is our capital for craft breweries because there are so many, New Belgium being one of them. And then we've got Golden,
yes,
which is where Coors is at. Big name drop there.
That is a big name drop,
yeah, all about the beers all the time around Colorado.
Absolutely. So we talked about this before. There are areas that have lower property taxes. If you get into the heart of Denver, some of the older communities, your property taxes are pretty low. You do have to watch out for potential special assessments in some of the areas. But like where I live, our property taxes are a little bit insane.
They are. Your metro district.
Yeah, we have metro districts. So we talked about that before. Metro districts, special taxing districts. But overall, you can find some really great property tax areas. And you're a lender, so you see these. I mean, you have to factor them in all the time.
Well, and so I just go and I look them up because some areas like your metro districts, I mean, they're just insane. They're $6,000-$7,000 a year. Down in Denver County, a lot of these places are like $1,000 a year. So always looking them up. But I think it's more affordable. I mean, you look in a lot of other states, and I think that we're pretty reasonable overall, unless they are in the higher areas.
Right. You have some states that don't have property taxes, but then your state taxes are higher.
Right.
I think Texas doesn't have property taxes, from my understanding. I don't really know. Let's talk about altitude. We're 5280 for a reason. We talked about that before too. But
hashtag 5280.
It's real. Like you can come here and even be in the city and feel like you're not feeling great because you have to get acclimated.
You do. You got to be here a little while. I like to hike a lot, and I am up there and I'm seeing some of these folks who get off an airplane and then go try to hike, and it takes you a little while, and altitude sickness is a real thing. Sometimes it doesn't set in right away, so if you haven't been in a high altitude, maybe come visit and make sure that's something that actually works for you. Some people don't get over it. Some people, they just need to acclimate.
Right. I had it once. I flew in from New York, came home literally for an hour to repack bags, and drove up to Breckenridge, and I was out. Like, I had the worst headache, and so it is real. And even somebody that lives here is acclimated. I was only in New York for like 3 nights. This was several years ago, and I had to lay down and I slept probably for 15 hours. It was pretty.
Did you know your blood actually changes because of the amount of oxygen? Yeah. So there's less oxygen in the air here because of the altitude. So that's part of the sickness.
So you have to get acclimated, especially if you're an athlete.
Take some time. Yep.
Yeah. We have a very young and educated population. We have some great schools here. We have CU Boulder, we have DU, we have CSU, UNC. But as a whole, we have a very young, educated population here.
Yeah. So, I mean, we can touch on the medical stuff if you want. I mean, we've got some pretty advanced medicine, lots of sciencey things going on there, where we've got these young people coming in to be a part of some of the research that's going on. And so I think that not only that, and then also the tech, they call it the tech center for a reason. A lot of young, active and highly educated folks, which, I mean, kind of means that they're probably making more money, right?
They are. So that goes into our next point is the average income here is a lot higher than across the nation. But with that comes higher price points, higher cost of living. If you haven't seen our cost of living video, that one is just me. We'll do an updated one, but you can see that here. So we do have higher cost of living.
Higher cost of living in a lot of areas. So yeah, your food prices can be higher. Going out to dinner.
I get, what is the cost of a gallon of milk? I get that a lot.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which right now I think it's $3.99 or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Royal Crest. Hashtag Royal Crest.
Well, we also have restrictive zoning, higher home prices, so all kind of goes into that one lump sum. But with restrictive zoning, I think it is also Texas, and I have a lot of friends around the country that are realtors, but I think also Texas let me know that they have no zoning. They have no property zoning. So if you come here, you think that maybe you could have a house, have a liquor store, have a daycare, have another house. That doesn't work here.
No.
Like each house is specified what can be built on that. Now you can request a zoning change. Let's just say you're looking at agriculture and you want to do something different with that land, or you want to subdivide it, then you requisition the county essentially and ask for a zoning change. Go to the county and you ask for permission first. Yeah, so just keep in mind that, and we have clients that texted us just this weekend and said, hey, I want to put my tow truck company here, and we said, no, that property may have a lot of acreage, but you can't do that.
Yeah, it might not be zoned for any commercial whatsoever, and may never allow it too. So Yep. But it does make the housing a little bit more expensive because you're kind of put in a little bitty slot. Yeah.
But it's also good for you too, because then you know that somebody next door, unless you're in Denver proper, isn't going to be tearing their house down, putting a new building or putting a duplex in, or but if we're talking about Denver proper, that's a totally different story. We will get into that in another video altogether.
Let's talk about all 4 seasons. Yeah. And we were being super active, right? All 4 seasons, there's something to do. You go hiking, you can be outside 24/7, 365. Yeah. Well, one thing that you really need to be prepared for is your gear. Mm-hmm. And even if you're not super outdoorsy, you need basically a type of shoe for all seasons.
You do. And you need a heavy coat.
And you need to layer. So we're sitting out in the sun earlier, tank top, it was great. We're sitting in the shade, and you definitely feel like you need to layer up a little bit. And this is how it is pretty much all year round. Yeah. So being prepared, you've got either your backpack to carry all your extra layers, and also just take care of your feet. That's another thing. And if you are going to be outdoorsy, watch. If you are going to be outdoorsy, there's all the gear. I mean, kayaks, stand-up paddleboards, your mountain bike, hiking poles. Of course, all
get pretty expensive too.
It goes really quick. Yeah, very expensive.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, sales tax. Sales tax in every county is different, and I talked about this also, and I know I keep referencing other videos, but I hope that you understand that when I do that, is you understand that we're coming out with so much great content and value. And again, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do so. Yeah, but we talked about sales tax in other videos, and we talked about how it's different in every county. In some cities, like mine, we have this new area that has a PIF. It's a improvement tax that you're essentially paying for the infrastructure that was built there.
Yeah, and because the builder can't take it on their own and be successful and continue to build. So they need the homeowners to do it.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
So, I mean, you could buy a computer somewhere and then go somewhere else, and the computer's cheaper because the taxes are different. And so it might be helpful to get on a computer and be like, what is the sales tax in this county? Now, if you buy a car, they put the sales tax on your home.
Yeah, so wherever your mailing address is.
Yeah, right. Yep. So keep that in mind. Important. Yeah.
Yep. Well, we can't avoid it, but one thing you should know, and it's not really a surprise anymore, most people know this, good old Mary Jane.
Good old Mary Jane. It's not just the mountain either.
No. Weed is legal in Colorado. I am out all the time. I never see it. People were kind of terrified that we were legal for a while, but lots of states have jumped on board. Yeah. It is legal here. You see it often. There's a shop around nearly every block when you're driving in any.
But they cover it up so well, unless you don't really know that that's what you're looking for. I mean, the shops aren't, flashing big weed signs and, weed here, weed here. It really is, I mean, in my opinion, they've done a very classy job to try to make it more medicinal and available, but not in your face flashy.
Yeah, and it is recreationally used in a decent amount as well.
I mean, go to Red Rocks, you're going to smell it at the concert.
Definitely.
You're going to.
There.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I just got back from a trip to Mexico, and my skin was so soft when I was there. And now I'm already flaking because it's so dry here.
So dry. Buy lots of lotion.
Yes.
some sort of hydration product for your skin,
And
more importantly,
always have your water with you.
always have a water with you
Cheers.
all the time. Yeah, we didn't even plan that one, but you need to have water all the time. Yeah, you feel just kind of
You do. And I needed to
Dried out.
wet my whistle a little bit.
yeah, yeah.
So the largest areas are obviously Denver, Colorado Springs, and we are going to do a video here soon about the difference between Denver and Colorado Springs and which one should you choose, so keep an eye out for that.
All the cities. We're trying to do all the cities.
We will be doing all the cities, but I have noticed that that's pretty well asked upon now is, you know, should I move to Denver, should I move to Colorado Springs? So probably within the next couple of weeks that one will be coming to you, so keep an eye out for that. Get to know the cities. You know, we have Aurora, Glendale, Boulder, Fort Collins, Thornton, Northglenn, Westminster, Arvada. Like, each city is so special in and of itself that you really need to decide, what is it that you're moving here for? What are you looking for? What type of activities do you want? And I have some of my favorites. South Shore is actually one of my favorites. We're in Aurora.
Really love it.
Arvada, on the complete other side by the mountains, one of my very favorite cities. I don't live in Arvada. I don't live in Aurora, but I love them both.
Yeah,
for very
so
different
when you
reasons.
see some of these videos and we're talking about particular cities and areas, we're going to be talking about these commute times, which is the next point we want to make. You need to know your commute. So sometimes it looks like you're maybe right next to Denver on the map, and the way the city is built, again, not for how big we are, it might take you a half an hour to go 10 miles. Other times, so
absolutely.
that's going to be something important to really look into about here is that it might look some way on a map, but due to traffic and us getting bigger, know your commute times.
And I love that app Waze because it'll tell you, you know,
Really?
due to traffic right now. Because here's the thing, like you can look and you can say, okay, well, it says I'm 20 minutes, but it could take an hour.
And it does change every hour of the day. So we definitely have our peak times.
We even have lunch hour rushes now. Where are these people going at lunch?
I don't know. Does no one work? I always think that when I'm driving around. Does no one work around here?
So the city, you know, we
next?
talked about the cities, Colorado Springs, Denver. Denver is obviously more expensive. I mean, you could buy an old bungalow, a 1910 bungalow for $600,000-$700,000,
house.
or come out here to South Shore where the average price point is $700,000.
Yeah, we just did that South Shore one. Yeah, it's a big difference living in Denver, and you're gonna pay a lot for a smaller. But I mean, it's really that way in most cities, but it's definitely prevalent. If you're looking for something affordable, you need to go to the burbs.
Yeah, and it's all again lifestyle. Lifestyle.
Yep.
So we are in a thriving food scene.
Oh.
It's crazy how
All
it
of us
just
are foodies.
developed. Yeah.
Don't we? Well, that's like part of our pastime is, okay, we got the breweries, talking about those, but also what's the good food?
Absolutely.
And food trucks.
Yes.
I mean, there's food trucks all over.
They have food truck rallies where you literally go and all the food trucks are just lined up. And how impossible is it to decide which one you're going to eat from?
Yeah, and because we are a healthy state, which was our number one thing that we were talking about, a lot of these places are just farm to table. Yeah, so you've got really healthy options, and of course there's always the fried food because we love fried food too, and green chili because we're Colorado. But yeah, thriving food scene. There are anything you could think of all kinds of food. It's somewhere to be had, and they're in competitions, and you know, we can talk about that in maybe another video.
Maybe
our favorite food places.
We absolutely should.
We do love food.
Yeah. Culture and art is a big thing. I mean, we have Santa Fe Arts District now. The art museum is pretty fantastic. We have the Nature Museum of History and Science. I mean, we're really kind of coming up in the culture scene.
Yeah, 16th Street Mall has a ton of theaters too. So, I mean, you're looking for things to do down there. But, you know, a lot of these smaller communities, there's actually one here in Aurora that has some really great, fun things to go to. I mean, lots of theater, lots of art.
Yes. I saw Wicked here. Oh my gosh. I have tickets to Hamilton. Of course, it got shut down. Maybe I should take you.
Actually, I think, yes.
Okay. Yeah. I have tickets to Hamilton. I guess we're going to Hamilton.
We're going to Hamilton.
And
it just happened.
It just happened. I don't know when it's going to be because we're still in the pandemic, but we're going to go to Hamilton. I have tickets to that.
Okay.
We talked about our dogs.
We did. So pretty much everybody has a dog, it seems like. And any trail you're going to be on, there's going to be dogs. People are pretty darn good. They pick up their dog poop. So you see almost every park, there's going to be a little sign with the trash bag so that you pick up after your dog. Our patios are dog friendly.
Yep.
A lot of restaurants, even if they don't have patios, are dog friendly. Everybody loves their dogs.
They do. They do.
Yep.
We talked about this a little bit. Know your reasons. Why are you moving here? Where do you want to live? We have mountains. Where's your commute? And if you're wanting to get on the reservoir or you want to go skiing, where do you want to be? And so really think about that when you're thinking about where I'm going to live here.
Yeah, so if it's inconvenient where your closest friends and family are, I mean, that's another thing to consider.
Yep.
Like we were talking about traffic, it might seem like it's a half an hour, but it can be super inconvenient.
Absolutely.
It might take your whole day.
Absolutely. So if you don't want to get stuck in traffic, let's just say you're coming from like DC, New York area and traffic's just no longer your scene, Well, let's talk about that when you're thinking about moving here, and let's try to figure out where you want to be.
Yeah, maybe it could be just me. I feel like the traffic's like crazy, but it's not California. It's not New York.
It is
but
not.
It's definitely a thing.
Yeah, it is. We talked about weather already. We talked about layers. We talked about being prepared. Just keep in mind that our weather can absolutely change on a dime.
Super fast. So right now it is. There is not a single cloud in the sky right now.
Today.
Later today we're gonna have thunderstorms. It is that time of year.
It is.
It's spring, but at any moment. So especially going up to the mountains hiking, that's really dangerous up there if you get caught, because the weather can change that quickly. So just always be prepared. That is, I wish more people were like, even natives. So know that in advance.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I've gotten stuck once or twice.
Yeah.
So we're kind of a central hub. DIA is a very large international airport, and
it's almost like a whole city out there. It's giant. Yeah.
You can pretty much get anywhere from our, one flight. I have friends from California. They almost always fly here first. I have a very good friend from Rapid City. She always have to fly here first. We're a central hub.
Yep.
So if you want to get somewhere, you go to DIA and you can go straight there.
Right, and then there's interstates too. So, you're driving across the country. People drive through here.
Yeah.
A lot of touristy stuff. Lots of interstates.
I-70, in my understanding, I-70 is the longest continual highway in the country, is what I thought I've learned, and I could be wrong.
Could be.
I don't know 100%, but I think that I've learned that. We have lots of sports.
All the sports.
They may not be
we
great.
Got it. we love them.
We
love them. They're not always that great.
Right.
So
we've
hockey, got Broncos, Avs, Rockies,
Nuggets
for baseball, Nuggets. So those are our major sports. Our kids are also super into them. So because we're so active, we've got a ton of sports. We were talking about. Some D1 stuff comes in through the Denver area to look for athletes, because we are very active and there's a lot of great athletes.
Especially
here,
Cherry Creek School District, which is what you mentioned before.
Earlier, yeah.
Yep. So we love our festivals. We have music, art, food, wine. There's this great wine festival that I go to every year. We'll call it the before.
Before the COVID.
Yeah.
The great core. The great.
Oh my God! They
quarantine.
have this thing called Denver Day of Rock. Have you been there?
No.
So they take you down 16th Street Mall, and like every other block is a stage. And like if you like rock, you go to the stage. If you like pop, you go to the stage.
Oh, how
I
fun.
saw this most amazing, I can't remember the name. It started with an X of this type of music, and it was the most amazing music I've ever seen. I just was entranced.
Yeah.
It was free. It was a fully free festival. I'm taking my daughter-in-law to one here coming up in a week. I'm at Sloan's Lake.
Wow.
Totally free. You can buy
festivals are coming back.
Yeah, so you can buy a bottomless mimosa ticket for 2 hours of bottomless mimosas if you want to do that. It's for her birthday, so of course I bought her that.
And you have a bunch of these small vendors from the community coming out and selling their stuff, and so the art and the culture's there. It's just something that has been, especially mostly in the summer.
Absolutely.
Mostly in the summer.
Right. Yeah. If you like cars, there's car shows. Whatever your interest is, I'm sure there's something for you.
Okay, so I think we're at our very last one, which I think is probably my number one thing about the state of Colorado in general, and something you should be very well aware of.
We may not be the Sunshine State, but we are a Sunshine State.
Oh, well, okay, so I looked it up. On average, Colorado has 300 days a year where it's mostly sunshine.
But keep in mind, it could still be 0 degrees and sunny.
Oh, it might not be warm.
But you got the sun.
You got the sun. So what does that mean? Take care of your skin. We're at high altitude. You need your sunscreen. You probably need to carry it in your purse, ladies. Make sure it's in your car or something like that. Maybe your chapstick has some sunscreen in it. Because we get so much sunshine, take care of your skin.
Right. Even in the winter when it's 0 degrees, you can get a sunburn.
Yep. So I do love the sunshine. It just makes me happy.
It makes me happy too.
So,
and because we are so much higher, the altitude is higher. We are a little bit. we're a mile closer to the sun than somebody in Florida or California. That does make a little bit of a difference too, and especially in those times where I'm not really like geographical or whatever, but when our world tilts a little bit, that sun is beating down on us just a little bit harder.
All year round. So, these are our 30 things we thought you should know about Colorado before you move here. Or even some of you that do live here, maybe you don't know, but this really gives you maybe a little bit of an edge. You come here and you're moving, things to get prepared for, things to know about, things to get excited about, things to maybe prepare for.
Absolutely.
Lots of things that we thought were really important to share with you guys.
Yep. So thanks for watching. Again, don't forget to subscribe, and until next time, see you then.
See you next time.